Okay, so now I can finish the rears speakers. These are the Alpine Type R 6.5 component speakers, the RS65C.2, and we are going to put them in the doors. Tweeter is going to go right here, there, and then I'm going to mark it so that when I get the tweeter, which here's the opening, there's instructions, and then the woofers and the tweeters and your crossovers, whatnot. But the most important thing is trying to get this, because the other ones I'm just going to have to drill out, but just trying to get a size for it there, because it's right in my other truck. I really don't want to go there. Hopefully this work out good there. So yeah, that's where we're gonna go. Off, it's very easy. It's just one of these 7mm bolts, just two of them. One's right here in the door, or right where the door handle is, and then one on the bottom right there. And then you can just pull it up after you take off the thing with the little flathead screwdriver and then the door handle piece. So we got her off, and now I'm kind of just seeing what the depth is that I can go and where is the best. So I'm gonna have to get a little, I think it's a 2-inch hole size I need to get. But I'm just kind of looking at the things, because kind of like up here too, which it'd probably work. So if I just go drill 2-inch hole right there, and if I do it wrong, I will mention it later in the video, like, oh, I used actually 2 1/4 or whatever, just to make it bigger. So I don't know which one looks better, right there, over here. That's where it was originally, my old truck. And I don't think, you know, an inch or, you know, 2 inches difference is going to make any difference. So, but there's that, and we're going to try to, I'm going to see how big or what I need to do to make that fit, because this is actually 5 1/4 inch Bose speaker. So Bose sucks besides that, but the fronts are 6.5 and the rears are 5 1/4. I don't know why, but stupid. So you see these new ones are just a tad bit bigger. So I'm going to try to see if I can get those in there without having to do anything else. Then I'll get everything else, the crossovers wired, so then when I have to get the tweeter or the holes cut, I can just literally pop them in and go. So look at the comparison with this thing. This thing's like this weakling, and this is like perfect. Looks amazing. Look at that. Just the designs is so much better. But this is also 14 years old and like brand new high resolution speaker. And also too, so this is what I'm talking about, where I'm having issues. So it like almost fits. It's about, I mean, I could probably drill it and it probably would be okay, but that looks a little bougie. So it comes with, the cool thing is it comes with adapters, so it adds a little bit to it just from the actual Alpine. So here's the adapters it comes with. So the gold part you screw in right where it goes, screws in where it needs to go. But then in here, so it gives it, and it fits in perfect if I use that adapter. The only issue I think I'm gonna have though is for screwing it in to the door, because right there it's not really on the door. There's like a huge gap, which long enough screws will fit, or it will hold it down tight enough. And then the other problem I might have is actual door, because it didn't give enough you know, space between the door and the grill, which I bet if I had to cut it right there, it fit perfect. So, or just that little piece. But I'm gonna try to put it on and see what happens. So I got the door back on, and I can see where like it fits, and it like barely hits the, let's see if I can turn the light on. You can kind of see it where it hits the side, so it's fine right here, right there. So it's just basically this whole edge down here. So I'm gonna have to like trim that out a little bit. But to take the grill off too, it's super easy. It's not bad. You literally just gotta bend these things, the little tabs, just metal, like chicken wire stuff. So we're gonna cut this. I'm gonna mark it with a Sharpie and kind of trim it, because I think everywhere else it fits. I might just trim that whole thing, but we'll try it again here in a second. So I'm ready to drill a hole for the tweeter. So right now I'm just gonna kind of go a size down, just to, you know, because once you got the hole, you're screwed. So if you go too big, you're done for, and you're gonna have a huge hole in your door. And also too, I was trying to figure out like why we didn't go there in the original, because I mean that's a good place because there's nothing really there. But also it was like, well, my old installer Eric, he did it right here, and I don't want to drill. I'm like, oh, I'll just drill a hole here and drill it, and then all of a sudden it doesn't work because somehow it hits. I'm like, oh crap, now a huge hole in there, and then I have to get a whole new door panel, which sucks. So I'm just gonna go originally where we were. So I'm just gonna go right here, just right here. So that's where it was. So wish me luck. So I think I have a 2. This is a 2, and then I have a 2 and an 1/8. Yeah, so I think the 1/8 fit perfect, but I just want to rather just go 2 right now, and then it's not a huge difference, but just rather go smaller and get bigger than go big, and then I just go home inside. Not really what I want to do. So let's get it drilled and hopefully she hits. Just a 2-inch hole, fits in perfect and snug. Get some light in there, so everything fits. Sorry, let me turn the light on. Okay, so there's that. So if it's snug, everything works. I took out the switch because it was kind of the hole saw, whatever, was biting into or kind of rubbing against the door handle, or the window switch. And that's very easy to get off. Here, I'll show you real quick. It's just little tabs, so you just put a little screwdriver, a little flathead screwdriver, and push these down, and they'll come out. You can also change your LEDs too if you want. However, anyways, but that's how it comes out. So I was kind of grinding a little bit. You kind of saw right there a little bit. So I'll do that on the driver's side. And yeah, there she is. Sits in flush, looks good. So put her back together, and she should be all done on the passenger side. Got the thing in now. It's all screwed in, cleaned up. Learned from the other side, but I kind of shaved a little bit so I could get the ring on it. You can see right there, I kind of marked it, kept shaving, just like a little sander, just kind of went at it, but it fits in there perfect. So, because the other side, I went way too deep on this side, and I kind of screwed up the door. You might be able to tell from here. You can kind of see a little bit above there. Yeah, you can see a little bit. I might have to live with it. Kind of sucks, but what can you do? It'll work. It's still a usable door. It's nothing too crazy, but definitely not what I wanted. But learn from my mistakes, and this side doesn't have it. It's actually perfect, so fits good. So I gotta put the door back on, and also I had to shave this part too a little bit down because it was hitting the woofer mid-bass speaker. But yeah, let's put her back on. There she is. She's all installed. Everything works. I had to tape up some stuff because it was hitting the window. Just like extensions I made, and everything else fits perfect except that's the only part that sucked. But everything else, it came out perfect. I learned my mistake from that one and did it on this side. Went a little closer. If you go a little bit closer to the unlock thing, it will fit a little bit better and easier when you trim. And just minimal, just like super so close, and you will have to do a bigger job than you have to. But literally, it's probably like 1/4 inch. This one's 1/4 inch closer to that than that side, if 1/4 inch, maybe an 1/8 or something. But just that little minute thing causes such a big problem when you're trying to get it fit in there. But it fits perfect. I mean, if you're honestly looking at it, you really couldn't tell. So I'm just kind of picky. But other than that, it's not that bad. It's easy. I would probably recommend maybe shaving the metal piece off with like a Dremel or some sort of sander, and also if you have another sander for that. But other than that, the rears are not too bad, especially with the adapters that come with the box or come in the Alpine Type R box. Definitely worth it. Sounds amazing. Super clear. Like literally, because I have everything else is Type R in the front. And now the other one was just Bose. And now I did the rear Bose or rear Type R's. And it literally sounds like they're all the voices and songs and everything are like there with you. And it sounds like it's in the middle of the vehicle versus more of the fronts, especially with the added amps. It's like night and day. It's crazy. It's way, way good. Definitely recommend getting them. Get some Type R's and another amp, and it will sound nice.